Good morning, welcome to Tony's Allotment. I've been asked by a few people to do a video on our chilies and on how we go about it. The first things first, we plant all our chilies in these. They are what's known as a Jiffy 7. Now this one is pre-used, okay, but I'm only got this here just for a demonstration purpose, and I'm hoping you can make all this out because it's quite dark behind me. So this is what we plant them in, and you basically soak them in water and they swell to about 5 or 6 times their height, and they can sit in a little plug tray, quite nice. It's a great way for starting off your important seeds. Things like your tomatoes, your chilies, your aubergines, things like this. You know, even some melons can be started off, although I would only suggest doing the smaller melons, things like that. So this is what we started all our sort of chilies in, okay? And then you have to pot them on. Now, we are way behind this year with our chilies, but we've got one here. This is a Trinidad Scorpion. As you can see, a nice green colour. It's only small, and we leave it go until they get a little bit bigger than this. Once we get some roots out the bottom, we will plant this on to a bigger pot, okay? And I'll give you a little example of that now in a moment. It then gets up to about something of this size, okay? And this particular chili is a Caroline Reaper. And I'll take you around them now. I'll give you a better shot of them in a moment. But this is a Caroline Reaper, which is currently the world's hottest chili. The Trinidad Scorpion has been pushed into 3rd place, okay? We have a Moruga, Trinidad Moruga, which is in 2nd place, okay? So again, you know, good sized pot. As you can see, we've labelled them all up. Trinidad Moruga, and you know, good little sturdy plant. However, as plants grow, this is just a sweet bell pepper. Yeah, as they grow and they get a little bit bigger, as you can see, I don't know if you are making this up. Let me just re-angle the camera a touch so you can see this. Okay, so as they grow, they get a bit unwieldy. Now this is a bell pepper, so you can imagine this when it's about 3.5 feet, 4 feet high, how unwieldy this is going to be. It's got a main stalk, and if you look at the stalk, the main stem of it, it's just purely green. Now this is one that we haven't topped, okay, or pruned I should say, and I'm going to give you an example of some others that we have. Here is a sweet bell that we have pruned. If you can see, we've counted up 4 sets of leaves, so we've got 1 set here and another set here. But this plant, if you look at the colouring of it, already is starting to darken up around the sort of shoots here, and we've got some new side growth coming out, okay? But this plant is already a lot, if I put them next to each other, is already a lot sturdier, okay? And they're not far off the same height, okay? Now, we have got a sweet bell here, which is a little bit better in shape, but again, as you can see, it's, you know, still a little bit wieldy. So what we do is we always top all of our peppers, or we prune them. Now what it does for you guys is it will make a smaller or shorter plant, but the center of gravity is much lower in the plant, so it allows the plant to grow up a certain height and then sort of grow out, rather than just growing one long stalk or stem like a tomato would, for argument's sake. And then you're going down the trouble then of having to support those then with a support structure like a cane, or you know, a line, or whatever the case you want to use. So what we do, for argument's sake, this is a bird's eye chili. Now this chili has been, if you can see just in here, has been topped. Okay, so we waited till we had 2 proper sets of leaves. So we had 1 set here on the bottom, 1 here and 1 here, and then we cut it. We left a little bit above that second set of leaves, and the reason for that is if there's any date back, we can trim that off later on. But all of these other little leaves, as you can see, okay, here, there's little leaves coming out at the sides there. I'm not sure how much you're picking up on this. It's a really dark video. I'm sorry about this, guys. All these little side leaves and side shoots and everything else are where the plant is shooting out from the side. Now, if I shake this, as you can see, it's only the leaves moving. There's just no movement in the actual plant itself. It's much, much stronger. And if you can make it out, I'm not sure if you can. Let me see if I can get a better angle, guys, for you. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, if you can make out the angle of that stalk, it's very dark, I know, and I do apologise. It's like a reddish brown in colour. It's already turning woody, so that's going to give you a much sturdier plant. So this is the idea behind them. Okay, it does set the plant height growth off, but eventually it'll start growing out bushier and then start growing higher anyway. But because that centre of gravity on the main stem here is low, and this will really thicken up, then obviously that's a better situation. So that's pretty much what we do. Now we will just keep continuing to plant these on into bigger pots until they're ready to go up the allotment. That's really all I can say about that. They'll get planted out, they'll have a good feed, they'll get planted in the new polytunnel, in one of the middle beds they're going to go. We've got, I think, around about 13 varieties, so you know, I'm hoping that we can get at least 1 of each in, and we've got 4 of each growing, so so we've got quite a lot of chilies, but I've only pulled these few across just to show you what sort of you know what we do with them, what they look like at each stage and everything else. So initially they start off in these little pots, and basically I'm going to rip this one open just to show you the inside of it. All is in you, guys. It's just this coir based substance. There's hardly any nutrients, but as you can see, it's just a little coir based substance. So I'm hoping you can see this video. It's a little dark, I know, and I do apologise, and I'll try and get it up for you today, but that's just an explanation of how we go about doing our chilies. Like I said, we're way behind in them this year. Last year, at this time last year, we had plants that are about 2.5 feet tall, and not only were they producing flowers, but they were producing fruit at this time last year. So but there are videos for last year's chilies in the 2013 playlist, so get down there and have a look if you want a bit more information on them. But this is how we do it. We just basically wait for that 2 set of leaves. The easiest one to explain on would be this one. It's bell pepper. So we got 1 set of leaves here, yeah, and then we got another set of leaves here, and we cut it off just at about 1 inch above where that set of leaves come out. And if you can see already on this one, we've already got some shoots, side shoots coming out there now, and there's another little one just down here. So and already the plant's stem structure is much stronger. So that's how we go about it, guys. Anyway, I hope it was of interest, and if there's anything else you want us to make a video on, let us know and we'll do that. I'm sorry it's dark here. It doesn't help with the lighting and the crappy camera I'm using. Ideally, if it'd been a nice bright day, I would have done this outside, but unfortunately it's not. It's raining yet again. We're on our way up the plot. I'm just going to set this room back up how it was, and then going up the plot. So I may well tag on some of that footage onto the end of this video. Anyway, I'll see you shortly, guys. Bye.